Welcome everybody, I am 6am Comics, and as promised I've got the thrilling conclusion to the two-part storyline featuring my 9-year-old son's brand new IP, The Black Widow, who bears no resemblance to that other Black Widow. Please Disney, show mercy to my sweet boy. You heartless monsters, he's 1,000% gonna get sued. So join me as we dive into The Black Widow and the Molder of Doom, part the second. Let's do this.
If there was any doubt about Nolan's overall professionalism in his field, we can go ahead and lay that to rest. This cover is a perfect example of innovation in use to produce something timeless while still navigating the murky waters of a tight deadline and budget restraints. Rather than wasting time on colors, flashy backgrounds, or shading, Nolan instead chose to make a minimalistic approach which draws potential readers in with a focus on two characters engaged in emotional conflict. The intensity is palpable. These aren't just two warriors fighting in a void. These are two adversaries so laser focused on their hatred for one another that to them, nothing exists but their enemy. Their values compromised, we literally see the role of villain and hero reversed, with the Black Widow losing control, giving in to his darker tendencies, while the Molder of Doom begs for mercy. The off-centered framing of these two characters on the page gives the reader an off-putting feeling that something just is not right. In true anarchical fashion, two staples are backwards, and we see a small purple scribble in the lower left corner, letting the consumer know that yes, I could have used color, but I chose not to. So bold, so rebellious. This is the punk rock of comics. Yet even in his defiance, respect is shown to what came before, and I just have to applaud the callback to classic comic book covers with the word balloons and over-exaggerated dialogue. Something you just don't see much these days, and it's quite refreshing. I could literally gush over this cover for hours, but let's get into the book itself. Picking up where we left off, the Molder of Doom is in his evaporated state, which has left his body fragmented and scattered across the emptiness of space as he attempts to reconstruct into his natural form. Slowly, he begins to reconnect his various segments, his head, his eyes, his mouth. Even his own dialogue is abstracted and dispersed. As he finally reforms and the synapses of his brain reconnect, he is consumed by a seemingly prophetic vision of his destiny to destroy and make all living things fear him. He is ready. We now cut to the Black Widow heroically jumping from a skyscraper, fearless and determined. The rain sets a dramatic tone unlike anything we've seen before in a Nolan Club comic. Gone are the days of sunshine, beaches, and smiling civilians. The Black Widow is a different breed of superhero. Always the groundbreaker, Nolan manages to achieve Matrix-style slow motion through a motionless medium, and we are treated to one of the greatest action poses I've ever seen over the course of my 40+ years on this planet. As we, the reader, are overtaken by the beauty of this panel and excitedly turn the page to see what glorious superheroism awaits us, Nolan crushes our expectations with the heart-pounding visual of a fireball unexpectedly striking our hero and painfully launching him through not one, not two, but 3 skyscrapers. As the Black Widow lay helpless on the pavement below, somebody stomps their foot onto his head and lifts him by his shirt. How could this be? His greatest fear has confronted him yet again. A giant Black Widow spider, aka the Molder of Doom. Consumed by terror, our protagonist desperately attempts to overcome his fear by reminding himself that it's not real. Over and over, these words echo in his mind, and just as the Molder is about to deliver the final blow, the Black Widow kicks him in his spider shin, the most sensitive of spider parts. Stunned, the Molder drops the Black Widow to the floor and reverts to his human form, hopping around on one foot and frantically trying to soothe the pain in his shin. Amused, our hero watches this moment play out until our boys in blue return to slap the cuffs on our villain and haul him off to jail where he belongs. Emboldened by his newfound courage, the Black Widow gets back to work cleaning up the streets. The end. Or is it? In our epilogue, we see the Molder squeezing through the jailhouse bars, unseen by the napping guard, and he begins to maniacally laugh, and we are left with the uneasy feeling that perhaps his vision of world domination may not have been thwarted after all.
Oh, it gives me chills. Now, although this particular arc has concluded, this is in no way an end to our hero's journey, as there is a third issue in the archive, as well as 2 others on the way, which makes fans of Super Nolan 3 incredibly nervous because I'm told that project is just on an indefinite hiatus while the creator gets these stories out of his system. Anyway, that being said, I should rate this. I'm gonna give it a 1 because it's one of a kind. Glorious. All right, boom, done.